Hi, welcome. On this video, I like to discuss the term dog behaviorist, okay? And this is a term that you'll hear many people define themselves as within the dog training community, dog behaviorist. And although that term sounds very academic, okay, it leads people into assuming, okay, that those who call themselves a dog behaviorist would actually know what they're talking about. And actually, it's quite opposite to that once you understand that the majority of trainers actually are aligned with this inherently flawed process and tenet, which attempts to establish that behavior is changing merely by motivating dogs to respond and assuming that things are moving in a certain direction merely based on appearances. Without any sort of context, okay, without putting the picture to the test, and without understanding, again, when you hear the word dog behaviorist, without understanding truly reconciling what behavior even represents. So those who call themselves dog behaviorists don't actually reconcile or frame up behavior properly by way of understanding control, okay? Because if they did, they wouldn't be aligned with this inherently flawed narrative to begin with. And the way to look at it, again, I talk about control. Again, I talk about as a dog gains control in the relationship, behavior issues, okay, represent that control is beginning to have a spillover effect and manifest itself in various ways. And the way to look at this, to kind of draw into an example, because it parallels almost exactly, is my human example. I talk about a selfish child. As a selfish child becomes more and more selfish, it has a spillover effect, and the child begins to act out, express behavior problems at a higher and higher level. And it's no different, okay, in terms of dogs, in terms of control. But again, when you hear it, just understand, when you hear people putting titles beside their names, when they define themselves as certain things, such as a dog behaviorist, understand that these individuals are totally sold out to this inherently flawed process, which does not even reconcile behavior properly. And people wonder why it is that they feel like a hamster spinning in the wheel over how these behaviors will apply certain concepts such as counter conditioning, desensitization. They'll apply concepts which, again, does not even put agreeableness into proper context. So, when dogs appear to be more agreeable in terms of how these concepts are applied, it's all about understanding control itself. Just like a selfish child can be very agreeable as long as they're getting their own selfish needs met, okay? And so it's all understanding about what's being advocated, what behavior issues truly represent, and truly understanding that just because someone calls himself a dog behaviorist does not mean or represent whatsoever that they actually understand behavior. Thanks for watching.